important to you by what you dedicate your time to. And my wife knew exactly what I meant. And so to disprove the naysayers, I asked her to come.
The Hollywood tea is boiling over today. And it's not just gossip, it's a straight-up scandal. Jennifer Garner has finally had enough of Blake Lively's sweet, innocent routine, and she's putting her on blast for what she really is, a serial homewrecker. That's right. The same Blake Lively the world calls America's sweetheart is being accused of wrecking marriages left and right. And Jennifer isn't the only one pointing fingers. Even names like Scarlett Johansson and Kate Middleton have kept their distance because it looks like half of Hollywood has a Blake Lively problem. Let's rewind to where the drama started. Jennifer Garner has been holding in this grudge for years, and it all goes back to 2010. Blake was just 23 when she landed the role of Ben Affleck's love interest in The Town, which Ben not only starred in, but directed. Now at the time, Ben and Jennifer were supposed to be living that perfect family life with 3 kids, getting ready to celebrate 5 years of marriage. But behind the red carpets and glossy magazine covers, cracks were already starting to show. And here's where it got shady. Ben was 38, a whole 15 years older than Blake, and somehow managed to write multiple steamy makeout scenes between their characters. The chemistry between them wasn't just acting either. People noticed the way they flirted during interviews on the promo tour. The vibes were way too friendly, and everyone could feel it. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Blake ended her long-term relationship with Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley right as all this was happening. Pure coincidence? Please. What makes it worse is that Jennifer Garner had already lived through a cheating scandal with Ben before. Remember 2003? Ben was engaged to J.Lo, but he met Jennifer Garner while filming Daredevil. Within months, both of them were suddenly single and magically dating. As the old saying goes, how you get him is how you lose him. Sources close to Jen say she was furious about Blake, but tried to hold the family together. Still, the evidence stacked up. The biggest red flag came in 2014 when Ben was offered a movie with Ryan Reynolds. Jennifer didn't just ask him to turn it down. She forbade him from taking it because she knew it meant running into Blake again. That's not just being jealous. That's a woman who's seen the receipts and wasn't about to let history repeat itself. But by then, the damage was already done. Blake moved on, first to Leonardo DiCaprio, then eventually Ryan Reynolds, while Ben and Jen's marriage crumbled. Ben spiraled into bad habits, and the final blow was his affair with the family nanny. By 2018, the divorce was official, and even now, Jennifer avoids Blake like the plague. When Jen worked with Ryan Reynolds on The Atom Project and later reprised Elektra in Deadpool and Wolverine, she made sure never to do press appearances with Blake. That's how deep the hatred runs. But Jennifer Garner isn't the only Hollywood A-lister who got burned by Blake. If you thought the Ben Affleck mess was ugly, wait until you hear how Scarlett Johansson got dragged into it. Scarlett and Ryan Reynolds seemed picture perfect when they tied the knot in 2008. They moved fast, just 6 months of dating before the wedding, but fans loved them together. Then in 2010, Blake stepped on the scene again during the filming of Green Lantern. And just like Deja Vu, the rumors lit up immediately. Crew members spilled that Ryan and Blake were sneaking off together, leaving their trailers and shacking up in hotel rooms while Scarlett was nowhere in sight. The final insult? Scarlett didn't even bother to show up for the Green Lantern premiere. Instead, Ryan walked the red carpet with Blake, like they were already a couple, and within a month, Ryan and Scarlett announced their divorce. Talk about disrespectful. Now, Scarlett has always played it cool in public, but insiders say she's ice cold whenever Blake's name comes up. She skipped events, avoided eye contact, and made it very clear she wants nothing to do with her. And honestly, can you blame her? The pattern is impossible to ignore. First Ben Affleck, then Ryan Reynolds. Each time, Blake cozied up to a taken man, and each time she managed to walk away with her America's sweetheart image sparkling clean, while the women left behind had to deal with the heartbreak and humiliation. Blake's reputation may look polished on the outside, but behind the scenes, the whispers in Hollywood are getting louder. And Jennifer Garner just made sure the world is finally listening. But Blake Lively's drama doesn't stop at stealing other women's men. Oh no, she even managed to stir up beef with actual royalty. And when I say jaws dropped, I mean people couldn't believe what they were seeing. In one of the boldest moves yet, Blake decided to poke fun at Princess Kate Middleton during one of her most vulnerable moments. Here's what went down. Kate was already under fire for that infamous Photoshop scandal. A family photo of her had been so obviously edited, it became a worldwide talking point. And just when Kate needed space to recover from major surgery and dodge all that public scrutiny, Blake jumped in like it was her chance to shine. She posted a heavily edited photo of herself with the caption, "Totally not photoshopped, zero editing whatsoever, just flawless and perfect." The timing made it crystal clear. She wasn't just being cheeky, she was taking a direct shot at Kate's PR nightmare. Kate, being the calm royal she is, stayed quiet. But palace insiders, they were not laughing. Word is, the palace thought Blake's stunt was childish and straight up disrespectful. And that's the thing. It showed a whole new side of Blake. Not only does she step on marriages, she's also willing to clown someone else's struggles just to sell sparkling water. Selfish doesn't even begin to cover it. And if you thought this was just about royalty and jealous wives, think again, because even Blake's own co-stars can't stand her. Let's start with Leighton Meester, her supposed bestie from Gossip Girl. On screen, Serena and Blair were the ultimate ride-or-die duo. But off-screen, crew members say it was the total opposite. They weren't friends, they barely tolerated each other. While Leighton was focused on perfecting her craft, Blake was chasing fashion endorsements and magazine covers, using the show as her stepping stone to A-list fame. Things got so icy that when Leighton married Adam Brody, guess who didn't even get an invite to the wedding? Yup, Blake Lively herself. That's not a snub, that's a message. And she didn't just rub Leighton the wrong way. Henry Golding, who starred with her in A Simple Favor, reportedly found her exhausting too. He played it off in interviews, saying Blake intimidated him, but insiders spilled the real tea. He was more irritated than impressed. Blake had this reputation on set for being a control freak, stopping production if she didn't like how she looked in a shot. Imagine an entire cast and crew waiting around just because Blake wasn't feeling her hair that day. And let's not forget Penn Badgley, Blake's Gossip Girl co-star and real-life ex. After their breakup, the vibes on set turned ice cold. Over the years, Penn has thrown shade in the subtlest but sharpest ways, especially when he praised almost all his co-stars, except Blake. Considering he worked with her for years, that silence said more than words ever could. But maybe the wildest feud came with Anna Kendrick, also from A Simple Favor. Their characters were supposed to be besties turned enemies in the film, and the enemy part definitely carried over once the cameras stopped rolling. Sources from production say Anna found Blake high maintenance and flat out diva-like. Blake would show up late, make the crew wait, and act like the whole set revolved around her. The tension was so heavy you could practically slice it with a knife. Fans even noticed it in the press tours. In interviews, Anna barely promoted Blake, avoided hyping her up on socials, and skipped events where Blake was present. The awkward energy between them was impossible to ignore. And when A Simple Favor 2 was announced, fans immediately flooded Anna's posts asking how she could possibly put up with Blake again. Some even vowed not to support the sequel if Blake was part of it. This seems to be Blake's recurring theme. She alienates almost everyone she works with, yet somehow keeps up that shiny, America's sweetheart image in public. It's like Hollywood is in on a secret, but the world hasn't fully caught up yet. And let's not forget, even Leonardo DiCaprio, the king of bachelor life, tapped out quick when it came to Blake. In 2011, their fling should have been a dream pairing. She was a rising star, he was Hollywood royalty. But instead of lasting, it fizzled after just a few months. Why? Insiders say Blake tried way too hard to fit into Leo's famous crew, forcing her way into his world when he preferred women who played it cool. Instead of effortless charm, she came across as overbearing, and dare I say, kinda cringe. And here's the kicker, and the most embarrassing detail of all was still to come. And now, the most cringeworthy part of Blake's short fling with Leonardo DiCaprio. Get this, Blake used to send Leo pictures of a Barbie doll just to keep things fun. Yes, you heard that right. A grown woman sending doll photos to one of the biggest stars in Hollywood like it was some middle school crush. Instead of coming off as playful, it came across as awkward, and Leo wasn't here for it. So what happened? After their split, Leo went straight back to his usual type, young models, and made zero effort to keep Blake in his circle. And here's the wildest part. While Leo has stayed cool with plenty of his exes, he's completely ignored Blake ever since. Not a word, not a reunion, nothing. When even Hollywood's most famous bachelor wants nothing to do with you, it says a lot. And now, when you put that history side by side with her latest drama, it all starts to make sense. Blake's messy behavior has finally caught up to her, and it's blowing up in the ugliest way possible. The legal war with Justin Baldoni over It Ends With Us isn't just about one movie anymore. It's turned into a spotlight on Blake's entire pattern of manipulation. For years, she's been skating by on her polished, sweet girl next door image. But this time the mask slipped. People aren't buying the innocent act anymore. The dots are being connected, from Jennifer Garner's pain over Ben Affleck to Scarlett Johansson's frosty silence, to Anna Kendrick dodging her on press tours, to the palace rolling their eyes at her Kate Middleton stunt. The receipts are stacking up, and the Hollywood machine is whispering louder than ever. Blake isn't as loved behind the scenes as she wants the world to believe. Meanwhile, Jennifer Garner is thriving. She's back on top with her big comeback in Deadpool and Wolverine. She's been in a steady 6-year relationship with John Miller, and she's managed to co-parent with Ben Affleck without drama. That's what moving forward looks like. But Blake? She's facing a real uphill battle now. Between the lawsuit, the resurfacing grudges, and the icy relationships with half of Hollywood, her carefully built reputation is hanging by a thread. The fact that so many different people from different parts of her life, co-stars, A-listers, even royalty, have all had similar issues with her, that speaks volumes. The real question is this: will Blake ever admit her role in all of this, or is she going to keep playing the victim? Based on her track record, it looks like she'll keep spinning the narrative instead of owning up. So there you have it. The truth about why Jennifer Garner, Scarlett Johansson, Anna Kendrick, and even Kate Middleton can't stand Blake Lively. From breaking up marriages, to feuding with co-stars, to mocking royalty, she's left a messy trail across Hollywood that people are finally calling out. But what do you think? Is Blake really the homewrecker and diva that everyone says she is, or is she just misunderstood? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Hollywood scandals and celebrity tea. This drama is nowhere near finished, and you won't want to miss what comes next.